mouse in the shot. I was trying to be like a ghost and start the stream without being in front of my computer. Good morning, guys. So welcome to this video I decided to make because, well, I've had so much schoolwork lately. I haven't been doing any live streaming, and I like to do live streaming. Did I say good morning? Oh, it's supposed to be like morning themed. Oh my god, where's my... I had a prop. I had a coffee mug prop that my friend Alex gave me, this coffee mug, and I was gonna pretend to be drinking coffee out of it, and it was gonna be like, Alex, I have your mug, thank you. But oh my gosh, I must have left it downstairs. Anyway, no going back, because this is a one take kind of deal. Unless the audio is awful, then it's zero takes kind of deal. I did a little bit of a test run, so I think I have the audio down. Sorry if there's any problems. This should just be a quick thing, so I think I can do them. You know, I'm not doing an hour and 45 minutes of online shopping. So it's something that I should be able to upload a few. What I wanted to do is reflect on the things that I have done in the past on stage. I watch my own videos every once in a while, and I think about the place that I was when I wrote them and what I was trying to do, but I don't think that I really express it to other people, which I think that my performances are so personal and so specific and so, like, it's just, I mean, like, what I've done in the past and in, I guess, the recent past too, but not since I started grad school, has been work that's about my life, and even if it's not directly about me, there is a relationship with me. And also, especially when I started performing, when Dord started, and before Dord started, I was really interested in this type of storytelling that's really abrupt and is not really like, it's generous to the audience, but it's not easy for the audience to follow along. It's not like a typical story that has a beginning and kind of, you know, carries the audience through the whole thing. I was interested in expressing feelings through storytelling. Like, you have feelings and your feelings are real, but the situations in your life might not accurately reflect those feelings, so you have to create fiction for it. And also, the world that we live in, I think that I'm rambling, I'm sorry. The world that we live in is so, you know, now we live in our phones. Back then, I had a BlackBerry, and I didn't really live in my BlackBerry, but I wrote all my scripts on my BlackBerry. But what did I live on? I lived on my my Xbox, YouTube back then too. Video game reviews were a huge part of my life, like huge. And I think my first Dord was about a video game review, but the footage is lost, unfortunately. It definitely was about a video game review. And David Tallis stood up from the audience partway through and yelled, "Don't kill that hologram!" And we completely changed the story, the topic. But yeah, I guess I was interested in storytelling not being easy, and like taking the world around us and not really, it doesn't really matter. When I was a baby, I was tired of, you know, conventional storytelling, and I wanted to tell stories, but I just was so bored, you know, so bored. I dropped out of film school because it was so boring, and what everyone wanted to do was so boring. And I still think most movies are boring. I think most of us do. And I love, you know, I love conventional storytelling and predictable things, and you know, I mean, I love that stuff, but I was just restless in my 20s and I wanted to do something else. And even when I was 17 and I went to film school, I was broadcasting in film, by the way, not just film school, but I wanted to do something like really like, shake things up and, you know, but YouTube didn't exist back then. Now it does, and now I'm not really doing anything that I could be doing. So, anyway, I guess I could talk a lot about Dord specifically, and maybe I should one day because that was such an important part of my life. And it really was the best opportunity I think I've ever had. You know, I'm in grad school right now, and I have like a scholarship and whatever. I got, you know, a TA, and I'm a research assistant and all this stuff, and it's like I'm in a program that I'm not really qualified to be in. And oh my gosh, I hope I should cut this little section out. But I just want to say, like, yeah, like it's such an incredible opportunity, but I think that Dord was, I'm grateful for the opportunity I'm in now. I'm grateful for the opportunity that I had to live in Seoul for 2 years. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to go to university, even though I took, like, I didn't take the right courses to get into university, and I was in special ed when I was younger. I, you know, got into NASCAD, got into OCAD too, but didn't go there. You know, I think I've had so many amazing opportunities, but Dord is this one incredible opportunity, and I think right now it's the best opportunity of my life because I, for so long, wanted to do something, and I wanted to share something, and I wanted it to, I don't know, I wanted it to be free, you know, from constraints. And I guess 7 minutes, you know, blah, blah, blah. There are constraints there. But I could do anything I wanted at Dord. And maybe that's not exactly true, but the things I wanted to do were the kinds of things that were supported. And I think that I had a few problematic jokes at Dord that kind of haunt me a little bit. But considering I was on stage 23 times, and considering that, you know, I'm just like some dummy, right? Like, I'm just some stupid, like, you know, just like some silly, boring white boy. You know, you make mistakes, you say things, like, I think I had a ableist joke about, I had a joke about someone being deaf in one ear, and, you know, I mean, that's something that I really regret, but, you know, we make mistakes, and, it's, you know, on YouTube for everyone to see now. So why am I doing this? Because, like I said, you know, I don't have a paper due until next Thursday. It's Tuesday now, so what the heck? Here I am. Let's watch Dord, and let's you also watch the Dord that I did. I think I wanted to do number 5, but I just watched it, so like maybe a week or two ago. Which it's been so long since I watched any of them. So instead I'm going to do number 6. So, I think number 6, yes. Anyway, I'm doing the Tickle Me Elmo one. So let's talk about the Tickle Me Elmo one. Oh my gosh, this video is so long already, and I have all this marketing stuff to do. Ah! Okay, so Tickle Me Elmo. So this was based on a play that I was working on called Baby's Night. Uh, I wrote Baby's Night on my kitchen floor. I was so I don't want to say that I was depressed, but I think I just I just I was really really blue. And um I made this play about this man who um breaks into an office that he used to work at, and he finds a baby, and he just projects everything onto the baby. Like, this baby is me. This baby is exactly who I was like 3 years ago or whatever when I worked for this company. And there's a Tickle Me Elmo doll that also works for the company. And the salesman, who's me, I was in sales at the time that I wrote it, feels like he had a kind of emotional affair with the Tickle Me Elmo. And it wasn't a sexual thing, but Tickle Me Elmo, like, I don't know, held him in, held me in this prison, which is something that I still relate to quite a bit. I was really excited about this play, and I actually was like coming up with names for sequels after I wrote a rough draft of it, and I was like, I forget, but there was just like jokes about like sleeping, because like Baby's Night takes place at nighttime. Everyone should be in bed, but this man is up talking to this baby who's in this office for whatever reason. Uh, so, yeah, I think that in my head it was more surreal. And it took place in an office, but when I wrote it, it some lines were delivered on an airplane, and some lines were delivered in an empty movie theater, and there was a lion in the empty movie theater. Um, so I ended up doing the actual play, but not here, and maybe like a year or two later after this. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not happy with it. I cut it down. It was about a 30-minute play, and I cut it down to 15 minutes. I don't really like the venue that it happened. It had no tech. I'm really upset with, I guess, a lot of the choices I made to something that was so dear to my heart. But anyway, this performance is around the time that, so I was working at Sears. Things are pretty hopeless. I was getting, I was making like $10 an hour or something like that. And just, like I was barely living. I had an hour and 10-minute commute just to work at Sears. So if you can imagine waking up, get on the streetcar, and then getting on the subway and going to Sears. To make $10 an hour, it wasn't a good life. And Dord was something new and exciting, and I had a lot of friends around me, and it kind of was a happy time, but it was also like a time where I felt very trapped. So anyway, at this time I wrote this play. I was really excited about it. And I went to go meet another performance artist whose name I say in the performance and I really wish I didn't. But maybe it's appropriate for me to say it here, but I won't. But it's going to be in the performance. So I'm really sorry. I'll just say her first name. Sarah. So Sarah is like a really awesome, funny performance artist. You know, she's somebody who I went to the BAMP Center with and got to collaborate with a performance with her there that was apparently a disappointment to one particular person when he found out that my lines were not mine, but that I stole them from The Last Unicorn. Anyway, she just had a kid and wasn't as, you know, in front of everyone as she usually is. Because she was like, and she is maybe now, I don't know. But she was before that like very active person and always doing stuff. Always doing like these interactive performances. And so I went to go visit her for the first time in a few months. I told her, one thing I confided in her was, I don't care about performing, I only care about writing. And she's like, no, no, no. Don't say that. Don't tell people that. But I didn't care. It was true. And then the other thing was I told her about my play, and she was like, Neil, Tickle Me Elmo Puppeteer, the Tickle Me Elmo Puppeteer was charged with having sex with underage, I think they were teenagers. And, oh, I don't think. I know they were teenagers, sorry. And it, like, broke my heart because I made this play about this kind of romantic, intimate relationship with the Tickle Me Elmo doll, and then, like, I can't use him anymore. And I really, really wanted to. I think I talk about this in the performance, so this might be pretty redundant. Whatever else happened in the performance, I actually don't quite remember. I think I talk about the IKEA monkey, and I can't remember if the IKEA monkey was like new and fresh and hot when I wrote this, or if it was old news. I gotta check the dates. I don't know. The IKEA monkey. Why the IKEA monkey? Well, probably because it was just a IKEA monkey. It's everywhere all of a sudden. And not too far from where I lived. And from here. So, anyway, I think that this wasn't quite as informative and efficient as I was hoping, because I'm just talking off the top of my head. But I would like to now watch it with you guys. And if I feel like pausing it, maybe I will, or maybe I won't. And I think that's what React video people say all the time. So I am doing this right. Maybe I'll pause it and talk to you guys. Maybe I won't. It is my discretion. And both are fine. Will I want to talk to you guys? Maybe. Maybe I'll just talk over my own performance. Or, I don't know. I took my Concertus, so I'm probably not going to think anything's funny, because I never think things are funny. Also, to watch it, I'm going to have to lower OBS, so I won't be able to see myself, which I've been so lucky, so blessed to be able to look at my face this whole time. Yeah. So let's watch this, and then maybe we can have a conversation about it after. I don't know. Oh my gosh, what's going on here? Okay. Here we go. Oh, it didn't even load. Neil watches Fleetwood Mac. I do not. I have not been listening to Fleetwood Mac. I don't know why that's there. I honestly do not know why that's there. I have specifically not been listening to Fleetwood Mac. I was listening to like Hello It's Me, you know, that song, and Turn Down for What on repeat, and, you know, a couple other things. But yeah, Fleetwood Mac keeps on popping up on my YouTube music app on my phone, and I'm like, no, not right now. Anyway, so let's watch. I hope the audio is good. It's kind of hard for me to tell. Wow, already getting the laughs. That's my Elmo. And the baby doll's named Aaron. I named it after my sister's boyfriend at the time, or who's now her partner, my brother-in-law.
For his first stadium show, Neil Lapierre.
Oh, the video quality is so bad. Of course.
Talk to you and,
wow, look how young I was.
But I was just so excited. It's so great to be back in North America. Eddie is my home. This is where I'm from. I grew up in North America. I've been all around the world. And
okay, so for some context too, I know that it's like, you know, when now it's like I've traveled to all these places. Not really, just East Asia. But back then, I never left North America. Like, I just, you know, I've been to different parts of Canada, different parts of the US, and that's it. So that was maybe also kind of a joke about being trapped.
And everyone can just see that I have that North America charm. It doesn't leave me. So glad to be back here. I can't believe I'm finally doing my first stadium show. Thank you. Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. But the ticket guy told me that it was mostly Sears employees that sold out the show. So it's the first time that's ever happened.
Lots of Sears employees used to come to Dord. Like, there was a few who came to every Dord, and then there was like a bunch of them that just kind of came to check it out every once in a while. So that was really also something very meaningful to me, to have such supportive employees. And I got the job at Sears on my first day in Toronto. I like took the Greyhound bus to Toronto to stay at my cousin's, and I went to go shopping for interview shoes at the Eden Center because she used to live in the financial district. So I went to the Eden Center to buy shoes, and they're having a job fair at Sears. Didn't even buy shoes. Went to the job fair, got hired on the spot after 5 interviews though. And yeah, so I didn't have any friends in Toronto. I didn't know anybody. You know, I made friends at Sears, and they were like my family. And everyone was really, not everyone, but, you know, I had a lot of very supportive people, and I feel very blessed to have worked and that I get to be friends with those people. And yeah, just supportive in so many ways. And Sears, I think, comes up a lot in my doors.
So I was working really, really hard at Sears. I saved up $4 million. So that's how I can have this stadium show. So here it is, my one-man show. I've been working really, 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 really hard on it. I've been pouring my whole heart into this, and I'm really excited to share it with you.
I think I did the introduce myself a few times at door, which is a little bit embarrassing.
Oh, hi, baby. Sorry, I saw the window was unlocked. I let myself in. I'm a traveling salesman who was living in his car, and it drains the battery when the car's not on, and I charge my phone, so I just thought I'd come in. Wait a minute. What are you doing up? Can't sleep, eh? You're just like me.
Okay, so I want to talk about this line, the hey baby. You know, I saw the window was unlocked. I let myself in. I'm a traveling salesman. Whatever about charging my phone, something like that. I was so into the idea of tell the audience. You know, I was so tired of this like good things like show, don't tell. I thought, no, tell. I got a mouth. I'm gonna tell them what's going on. I don't care about natural dialogue. I don't care about any of that. Tell. And I think that I think that's fine too, if that's how somebody chooses to tell a story. But I also think that it was funny. Like I really think I don't think like I'm not watching it now and bursting out laughing, even though now I am maybe. But I just think that it's funny to tell the audience. You know, that's what I like so much about 50 Shades of Grey, is that it's like this character, Anastasia Steele, she has all these feelings and she doesn't, they're not shown to us. They're not like, you know, expressed in this subtle kind of way. It's just like, you know, like, Kristen, when you say this, it makes me feel like this. And it's like, that is so good. So good. Anyway.
8 minutes into the show. Felt like I couldn't move. I didn't want to move.
I said it wasn't sexual, but maybe it was a little bit
one thing.
sexual.
I wanted him to want me.
Yeah.
His jaw was ripped off, and his adorable red fur around his upper lip was brown. It sounds disgusting, but he can never disgust me. Beep boop.
Sometimes I say words wrong on stage.
Beep boop. Sorry, I'm getting some text messages. Oh, it's from Sarah Fabrero.
I'm so sorry, Sarah. I shouldn't have said your name.
The puppeteer who, for Elmo, is a pedophile. You can't use him in your show, Neil. So I was really devastated to find that out because it kind of ruined it. And I was going around talking to people about my show, and I'm like, there's a Tickle Me Elmo, and like I have this relationship with it, and I actually did like develop some kind of relationship with this doll. I'm really attached to it. And yeah, then I tell people, and they're like,
tried to replace it with
yeah, I didn't think of that, but I knew. Or
tried to replace it with glowworm, and I just couldn't get into it. Anyway, both of them were in a Rubbermaid container, and they got torn up by a rat. So great.
Yeah, I thought that was part of it, and it's not part of it because I'm like, there's nothing, like it's just about love, like no sex at all. Very, very important. And they don't
It's
really
funny.
wanna, you know, I mean, like touch that, like play with.
It's funny that I like that my sample of talking about it is really sexual, and then my onstage analysis of it is that there's no sex. I think that in the actual play there wasn't very much sex, but that one part where he's remembering Tickle Me Elmo having its jaw ripped off, and the around his mouth was around the red mouth was all dirty or something. That's not sexy, but definitely like being pinned down by him and wanting him, even though he's this, you know, like, um, even though he's kind of in this awful state, like wanting him to kiss me, I think is pretty sexual. But that being said, I think that as a whole, and what I actually did in the one-man show, it wasn't particularly sexual, and I think I may have taken that out, but I don't know. I don't remember what I did for the actual show, and I don't want to watch it because I'm really not happy with it. So maybe I should watch it.
With the Tickle Me Elmo thing. So I'm coming up with a few other ideas.
Oh, now am I going to say about the glowworm? No. Blackberry!
But nothing really feels as right as...
I missed my Blackberry curve.
Hi, I'm actually glad you called. I wanted to talk to you. Look, okay, I'm really, really, really happy that you got that promotion and now you're in that nice apartment. It's a really beautiful apartment, and I'm glad that your life's stable enough to get a cat. But look, One Tree Hill is our thing. One Tree Hill was our thing. Okay? I thought you were different than all the other girls on the forums.
I'm not even a One Tree Hill fan.
But naming your cat after Sophia Bush was our girl, okay? It was ours. You can't just make it yours.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
I have like, a story
Someone knows what I'm talking about.
I had a request for this, you know.
Oh, Neil. I think I got scolded for saying that on stage after a little bit. Not scolded, but just like, Neil, you did not ask. I didn't ask the right person, and I shouldn't have said it on stage. I was just a baby.
I don't know if you know this, but some of the buses and all of the streetcars have these single seats, and everyone wants a piece of them. It's because everybody's single. I thought the lyrics were only the lonely complain, but great news. It's actually only the lonely can play. Play like the J-Lo song. Okay, here's my story. There's this IKEA monkey and a woman, and they're a couple, like common-in-law spouses. And the woman feels like this isn't working. They live near this place called the Bus Yard. It's got about 1 million buses all in a line, parked. The IKEA monkey is like, why isn't this working? We live near this bus yard. Every day we get to walk past like 1 million buses. It's not working for the woman because she doesn't want to walk past 1 million buses every day. She wants a speedboat. She moves by the sea and raises a family. The IKEA monkey stays in his place near the bus yard, listening to Private Dancer on repeat. He meets another woman and they get together. The second woman was like, why are you always listening to that song about a hooker? He was like, whatever. You just don't get it. She's strong. She's a strong woman. She's also vulnerable. She has dreams. She's real. You just don't get it. And he loves the song. It reminds him of the first woman. He thinks about Napoleon's second wife, and he can't remember her name. He feels like he's lost his own Josephine, but that's okay because things seem to be working out with the second one. Thank you, everyone, for coming to my first stadium show.
Oh, hi, John. Okay, oh, 1 second left. Okay, so, do you guys know this guy? He's great. He used to do this Psycho Ex-Boyfriend ASMR, but he just made an announcement that he's not going to do any more roleplay ASMR because they're being demonetized, which is too bad. All right, I'm actually going to go back to OBS to look at myself because I'm not sure what I look like otherwise. So, okay, so I think, I forgot about the One Tree Hill thing. Did I forget about it? No. I knew somewhere in my heart about it. But I really like that. And I don't think it was amazingly executed. But I think, yeah, the point was that I'm in a situation where I'm not doing well. And then I have a friend from like an online forum and she's doing a little bit better than me. And she gets a cat and names it after Sophia Bush. And I feel betrayed. I don't know. I don't know why I'm explaining this to you guys. That's what the dialogue is. It's so obvious. So it's like, I guess, yeah, just feeling trapped, but then also seeing other people like do better. And, and I think that the IKEA monkey story was actually better than I remember it. It was very, oh man, very, very, like, it's about getting over someone. And I think that at that time I was very inexperienced in relationships, but at the same time, I think that I I mean, it's such a universal feeling, right? And um, going on the rebound, uh, and it was funny that I talked about Napoleon. I don't know how well known like Napoleon's romances are. I mean they're well known, but I don't know how much like in general, like a general audience member would know that you know Napoleon kind of had this like kind of wild love, and he was and you know like he used to send these love letters that were like a little bit piggy, if you know what that means, maybe. And he was just like, you know, like yowza. I don't know if that's the right word, but just about Josephine, right? Just like he wanted her so bad, and he was so wild about her, and yeah, then they ended up getting divorced, and then Napoleon got his second wife, and I don't know the second wife's name. I want to be like, it's Susan, but I don't think it's Susan. Maybe it's Catherine. Catherine or Susan? Um, but yeah, I think that my understanding of it is that Napoleon had this like great, well documented love for this woman, um, who uh, who wasn't like she was. I mean, I don't want to say anything bad about Josephine because I bet she's an amazing woman, but I mean, there were like qualities about her that make her like less that would have made her like less appealing. Um, I don't think that she had any teeth, which somebody with some fake chompers on myself, which I think they look good. They look real. That's good work. Um, there was that, and then she was also divorced, which I don't know if that's really whatever. Hope I know that that's something, but that breaks my heart that it is. Uh, and she was older than Napoleon, which I think is cool. I wish I didn't say any of these things, to be honest. The thing is, he loved Josephine, and he was wild about her. And people were like, why? And he was like, just so into it. And then he got a new wife that's more whatever, more like Empress material, I guess. And yeah, there's like no like record of their weird, things that they like to do with each other and say with each other and stuff. Oh my gosh, I've been doing this for like 40 minutes or something. Wow. Anyway, I don't know what I want to say. Napoleon story is something that's very real, I guess. We have our Josephines, and then we have our whoever the second wife is. And, yeah, the bus yard thing, I guess. It's just that, I don't know, man. That is just, nobody wants to live near a bus yard. It was a joke. And it was just like, we have 1,000 buses. Like 1,000,000 buses. We get to walk by and see all the buses every single day. What else could you want? What more could you possibly want? So that's a joke, but it's also, that's real. It's, yeah. So what do I think of this performance? I think that maybe it wasn't perfectly executed. I feel sorry about saying another performance artist's name and disclosing, sort of advice that she gave me about or input, like on my one-man play. Especially, like, considering that it had to do with something so intense as like molestation accusations, even though like that has nothing to do with her and it has nothing to do with me. The fact that I'm talking about it and putting her name like right up against that is not something that I'm happy with that I did. Other than that, I thought that the performance I did before this about filling in a Dairy Queen Blizzard survey, our DQ customer service satisfaction to get a free Blizzard survey, was by the way, I hope this isn't making you dizzy because I did a lot of this screen. Anyway, that one, I thought it was really, really, that was my first personal Dord, and I think maybe not my first successful Dord. The first 3 might have been successful in a different way, but it was my first Dord that I was really happy with what I did. And it wasn't perfect, but anyway. But then my friend told me that like this was my like breakthrough Dord, and this is when I like became the performer that I am. But I think it was the one before this. Certainly like a lot of like meta stuff going on in this performance, which I don't like when people do that. And I didn't like it then either. And I actually was very critical of other, like comedy, art people who would just do like, like break the scene, like break the illusion. And I guess I did introduce myself and stuff on at least one more performance. So, in conclusion, I am happy with this performance, and I miss doing Dord, and I'm so happy that I did it. And I think I'm gonna make this video unlisted for a couple days, and then maybe I'll think about putting it up. So if you're watching it, hey, how did you find it? Or yeah, I put it up. Yeah, I don't want to go, guys. I don't want to go work on an essay, but I have to. And I also can no longer talk about this performance because I think I said everything, except for I didn't talk about Double Double Land and the space that it was in and the curtain, and I didn't talk about Life of a Craphead introductions and outros and stuff like that. But I'll just go. Okay. All right. So thanks for watching my video, and I hope that you enjoyed watching my fifth set of Dord and hearing me talk about it. You know, if you have seen it before, I wonder what it's like to watch it now and not be me and see it for a second time. And if it's the first time you watched it, I'm sorry. I think this is probably, there's no reason why you should have watched it the first time or now, I guess. But thank you for watching it, at least this time and maybe before. And yeah, I don't even know what year this was. 2013, maybe? Over 5 years ago. 5.5 years ago, I'm guessing. And so, wow, that was a long time ago. Anyway, take care, guys, and let's do this again soon. Let's do it soon. Ha 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 ha. Good idea, Neil. Bye.